We're back with some more Mysteries of Old Tokyo. Um, any of you all ever watched the show Eyewitness, or the movie Eyewitness, I guess? There was like uh, a series of movies that like were educational and they taught you about various things. This game reminds me a lot of that. Last time I wanted to show this game to my partner, and so therefore I skipped the like introduction bit of this, but I haven't actually done anything. So we got to find the statue of Kusunoki in the directory. We got to find Sakura Damon Gate and the statue of Takamori Saigo. Let's go, shall we? I'm very excited. So probably what we want to do first is find the statue. I reckon statue of Kusunoki. Kusunoki. I've been doing some Japanese teaching on a different game, Nountown. Nountown's pretty cool. If you want to learn a new language, I would recommend it. Walk west to Nijubashime Station. Alrighty, I can do that. We got another god out. Nibashime Station. There we go. And then we can just go to the statue of Kusunoki for here. Let's go to it. The brown statue of Masashige Kusunoki. In the study park grounds, not far from the Emperor's residence, you buy an ice cream, sit on the warm grass, and contemplate the statue. And let's contemplate the statue, shall we? In statue of Kusunoki, you discover a museum with a treasure trove of information. You find an entry in famous people of the Kamakura period. Cool! And this is what the statue looks like now. Well, in the past. What does it look like now? Hasn't changed a heck of a lot, has it? I wonder if there's less people now. In one corner of the square before the Imperial Palace, towering in the path of blue sky between green pines, is the majestic figure of the loyal retainer Dai Nangor on horseback. Hundreds of years after the loyal retainer's death, he continues to stand with a fierce countenance as the guardian spirit of the Imperial Palace. The chip of the oblivious sparrows nesting on the bronze statue is also amusing to behold. Alrighty. That's exciting, isn't it? I would love to see that. Sakura Domon Gate. Sakura Domon Gate. Perfect. Hibiya. Walk south to Hibiya Station. Alrighty, let's just do it. I think that we have unlocked Hibiya Station. So there we go. And then it was this one. All of these are in the city itself, so that's handy, isn't it? Let's go to the postcard. Oh my god, it's very far away from the actual station. The blazing white walls of the palace hurt your eyes as you pass through this old gate to the Edo Castle. Inside, in the small courtyard, there is some welcome shade. Oh, Yoshida-san seems surprised as a ghost as you walk through the gate. Frazzled Yoshida-san is dripping with soot. I'm sorry, I'm so stressed these days I can't think straight. I saw an assassination at Sakura Damon Gate, and I hurried south towards Hibiya. Subsequently, I sought refuge in Hibiya Park. Sometime after, I walked to Tsukiji. Afterwards, I found solace at the Sakuji Gobo Temple. That's all I recall. Okay, sounds good. So, what we need to do is find out when that assassination took place, if it did take place. Because that will tell us what year he recalled these items, right? An entry in famous Japanese people, a text entry on parts of Edo Castle, an old postcard. Cool. This is so beautiful. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. And it still looks gorgeous today. In fact, it hasn't even changed that much. This building's just got bigger. But other than that, yeah. When seen through the willow trees in the faint drizzle of spring rain, the elegance of Sakura Ramon Gate, the white walls of the castle, the iron riveted gate, the moss-coloured stone walls, and the waters of the moat, are just as they were in the days of old Edo. On 3rd of March, in the first year of the Manin era, Prime Minister Ilkamon no Kami was martyred in the course of his duties, fresh blood staining the falling snow. This page in the history of the Meiji Restoration has left a deep impression on us. The scene here juxtaposes the nearby government offices, including the Metropolitan Police Department, Ministry of Home Affairs, and Department of the Navy. Ooh, okay. Now we need a PDA, I guess. The Takamori Saga. And yes, Crane Fountain. Oh, there's a Crane Fountain one as well. Taka because it was it that? No, there was a statue. This one. Ueno. Ueno, walk east to Yurakusho Station. Alrighty, I can do that. Is this Yurakusho Station? There it is. And then we take the Heikin Tokyu line for Ueno. Oh, the rapid train even. Cool. Let's get it. Let's get it Ueno Zoo while we're here. Bronze statue of Takamori Sago Winnika. He's got a dog! Oh, is that cute? Entering the Ueno Park, you're immediately grateful for the sage of this tall trees. The statue seems to smile down at you. A Gatling gun. It is a pleasant day as you enter Ueno Park. The birds are singing, the sun is shining, the wind is rustling in the trees. The first shot takes you by surprise, whistling past your head, it plows through a nearby branch. Which crashes to the ground. Then another shot, an explosive shell turns the entire tree to splinters. A horde of samurai race past you, swords held aloft, screaming a battle cry at the enemy. The defenders seem helplessly outmanned. They crouch behind a wall and scramble to reload their muskets, firing with sporadic shots with a cracked gunpowder. But there are far too many attackers. It's like watching a landslide. Then a most curious sound, the unmistakable clack-clack-clack of a machine gun. You spot the contraption operated by a small crew of the defending soldiers, wrapped in fire and smoke. It creates an invisible laser line of death. Then they have to point it at the samurai, and each warrior collapses to the ground like a puppet with its strings cut. And then we get the Gatling gun in 1868. And we've got another place that we need to visit today, Chigaya. Alrighty, and an entry on Seppuku. There's a killing yourself. I wonder if this one's changed. In fact, it's become nicer, hasn't it? Like, there's more trees now. It's become more of a garden area. Though it did have nice, like, plants here. And now you can't really see them through the trees. Constructed in Meiji 30, the bronze statue of the Venerable Saigo is a Tokyo landmark, stolen tall in one corner of Ueno Forest. Countless autumn breezes, spring rains, and star-studded frosts have passed since then. The master, together with his dog, gazes calmly from Ueno Hill upon our ever-changing floating world. Alrighty. How nice. It's certainly a sight for soul eyes, isn't it? Alrighty, and then we want to go to the Higashi Shinjuku Station. So let's get it. I also need to go to the Crane Fountain at some stage. Alrighty, let's go. Go to the map. Take our walk down to the Ueno Okamachi Station. There we go. Take the weirdo line to the Higa. I saw also when I was looking at achievements for this game, there's one for visiting the most modern station, and I don't know what that one will be, so hopefully we just get there in the course of the game. In a little bookshop near Higashi Shinjuku, you discover a fascinating resource. You find a biography from a Korean history book, a photo from a Korean history book. Cool. Now let's go to the Chigaya station. Do I reckon we can get here from now? Board the weirdo line. Where to the tell me PDF for Iidabashi. Alright, Iidabashi. Sure thing. These are quite cheap train tickets as well. 190 yen is like roughly around about open 1928. No. Well, I didn't realize there was a little history fact around here. Ooh. And then board the Chuo Suba to the Idaichi This one, Ichigaya Station. A strange figure at Ichigaya urges you to come closer. Have some information which may be of interest, the stranger says. You find a book of famous Japanese people, an entry from a book called Japan in the 20th Century. Another thing that this game also reminds me of is, I don't know whether any of you remember this, but the Encyclopedia Britannica used to put out discs with information on this before Wikipedia really took off as a thing. And they had like information and games and things like that for people with autism, such as I, to really love. And that's what this reminds me of. Bought the chair super from Yotsuya. Let's go. And then bought the Marunouchi line to Kasumigaseki. Nice. And then what was south to Toraimon Station? Alright. That's it. And then, what? Are we here? We are here. Train Fountain. Yes, go to the postcard. Birds sing by the cloud-shaped pond as Yoshida-san sits under the sea. With prayers of Yoshida-san is dripping with sweat. They were better days back then. It was 1860, but that was all in the past. I guess the wind rustles through the trees and Yoshida-san is gone. So we needed to actually go to 2 locations for his information. Alrighty, I think that's all right. We've done all of our stuff outside. Yes, alrighty. So let's wander over to home. Now, do we want to take a train or do we just walk? I assume just walking is fine. Because of the whole... I haven't seen a ghost recently. I mean, what do you call it? A god. This one. There's a statue. And there's a plinth. And there is the Imperial Theatre, I'm gonna guess. Yes. That is still there. To this day. Perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Now let's read about it, shall we? Ashikaga Takuji, there we go. Historical military commander and first shogun of the Ashikaga family, who opposed the Emperor Go-Daigo. His repeated double crosses have gone down in Japanese history. In 1333, he betrayed his masters in the Kamakura shogunate and supported Go-Daigo, sparking the Kinmu restoration. Soon afterward, however, he turned against the emperor and joined the rebellion against him, forcing him to flee Kyoto. Takeji defeated the emperor's forces at the Battle of Minatogawa in 1336 and became shogun in 1338. And Kasunogi Masashige, a Japanese military commander and samurai. Legendaries in Japanese culture, Kusunoki is said to embody the best of the Japanese fighting spirit. A fierce warrior and cunning tactician, he secured his place in history during the campaign to protect the Emperor Go-Daigo against the rebel Ashikaga shogunate. The worried emperor ordered Kusunoki to mount a last-ditch defense against the Ashikaga forces at the Battle of Natakawa. Kusunoki, despite him knowing the battle will be a disaster, courageously followed the emperor's command. With his forces destroyed, Kusunoki retreated to a house where he and his brother stabbed each other to death to avoid the stain of capture. Their famous last words were said to be Shichi Sho Hokugu. Let's live 7 lives for our country. Many years after his death in the Edo period, he was enshrined as Dai Naiko, meaning Great Lord Kusunoki. Okay. But that's not... Oh, this is the statue of him. So who's this then? Ashikaga. Oh, right. There we go. He protected against it. And we read that earlier. We can grab the words. So this is a statue of the loyal Masashige Kusunoki. And maybe he's a samurai, Larry Tina. There we go. It commemorates his death against forces led by, and then it was that other guy who led the Ashikaga Takauji. Was he a retainer? Military commander in samurai. Right. Right. Ashikaga Takuji. Takuji. There we go. His famous last words inspired. It was over here. In the Edo period, it was destroyed. Let us live 7 lives in that country. Famous words were said to be. It was destroyed as Dai Nanko. But we didn't get that, did we? What about I search these last words up? Shichi Sho Okugu. Statue of the Mishima Institute, November 25th, 1970. In 1970, Japan was shocked by the death of one of the country's most famous novelists, Yukio Mishima. With his private army, the Tato Nokai, Mishima took the commander hostage at a military base in central Tokyo, implored the soldiers to rise up and restore the emperor as ruler, asking where the spirit of the samurai had gone. But the soldiers merely laughed at him. Mishima cried, "Long live the emperor," and returned inside. Moments later, he committed ritual suicide by the traditional method of disembowelment. Mishima on the balcony in front of the simple truth wearing a hashimaki headband with the words Shishoku Hokoku, mean to live 7 lives to serve once. So Yukio Mishima is the person that he inspired. There we go. Yukio Mishima. And I reckon this is all correct. Perfect. Beauty. I'll scroll through this. We'll probably read it later. It is part of the ghost hunted. Or something else. But feel free to read it, because I just generally skim through it. Okay, there we go. The gate itself is here. And I reckon that police HQ is here, right? Analyze? Yeah, perfect. So police HQ has turned a lot more modern since that point. Let's read about this gate. We read that earlier. January 1932, police gather at the spot where Korean activist Lee Bong-chung attempted to kill the emperor as the procession passed by. So how did he kill her? Well, he just like exploded himself, or Korea and the Japanese emperor? Lee Bong-chun, here he is. Born in Seoul in 1900, Lee Bong-chun was 31 when this picture was taken. Holding a grenade in each hand, yes, so he did explode. He swore to restore independence and liberty to the fatherland, a sort of a leader of our enemy country. The charismatic Lee had made many friends while living in Japan. He had a Sakura Gate, the important southwestern gate first built in the Keisho period in an area known as Sakurada, cherry blossom fields. The present form dates to Kanai 13, and Showa 36 was designated as an important cultural property. Oh, that's good. So it was built in Kanai 13. Or the present form at least, and then they decided in Showa to keep it as like a historical thing. That's what I like. Samurai had many names and titles that changed as they grew older and attained new ranks. Zurome, received name, was a title bestowed by daimyo or the shogun to denote an important position in the shogunate government. These titles had various grades from kami, suke, jo, and sakan. Some Zurome called these people Assistant Officer of the Kozuki Promise, Kido Yoshinaka, famous victim of assassination by the 47 Ronin, held this title. Assistant Officer of the Kozuki. Okay, so Kido Yoshinaka was a Kozuki no Suke, and Kamo no Kami, Officer of Sleeping and Cleaning. This was a title held by the ill-fated Prime Minister Ieyasu. Okay. And then there's the second assistant officer for the left gate, Simon Nojo, and Chikuzen no Kami was an officer of the Chikuzen province. Wouldn't mind having some Chikuzen right about now, you know. So this is, what's its name again? I've forgotten. Sakura Mongate. This is Sakura Mongate. That's my favorite Digimon, by the way. The assassination of Kira Yoshinaga. Was that right? Ah, yes. By the 47 Ronin. Where did this happen? How did this settle? Let's read about him. Kira Yoshinaga. Well, the only information that we get about him is here. What about if I said Kozuki no Suke? Okay. So there's not too much information we can get about him now. With Blank, the attempted assassination, this is what of the Emperor, right? This was where Korean activist Lee Bong-chan attempted to kill the Emperor. So what Emperor was in around about 1932? Let's find out, shall we? And Kamon no Ki. On 3rd of March, in the first Prime Minister Il-non-san. I thought we read this already, but obviously we haven't. When seen through the willow trees and the faint drizzle of spring rain, the elegance of Sakura to Amon Gate, the white walls of the castle, the iron riveted gate, the moss covered walls, and the waters of the moat are just as they were in the days of old Edo. On 3rd of March, in the first year of the Manin era, Prime Minister Ikoma no Kami was martyred in the course of his duties, fresh blood staining the falling soil. This page in the history of the major restoration has left a deep impact on us. The scene here juxtaposes nearby government offices. Right. Including the Metropolitan Police Department, Ministry of Home Affairs, and Department of the Navy. So did we read this, perhaps? So, Prime Minister Ilkamon no Kami. Ilkamon no Kami. Was martyred in the course of his duties. But I reckon, yeah, maybe Kira Yoshinaga was killed here. But yeah, with a grenade. So that happened in 1932. So the emperor in 1932 was Showa. Because it was the Showa era. Now, when did the assassination of Kira Yoshinawa happen? That was assistant officer of the Kazuki at the Grand Order. And it was a Kozuki no Suke. I wonder if we can just search assassination. Famous victim of assassination by the 47 Ronin. Well, what's the 47 Ronin in that case? We get some more information here. Ah. In a shocking incident, a band of 47 Ronin. I don't think that this is correct. 1703. Seems like a very old information, but we can put it in. 1703. I reckon it was probably more recent than this, but you know. Gotta try it, you know? The other thought I had was that this was the assassination of, what was his name? Ikaimon. And that happened in, because his name is Ikaimon, and then, Naosuke is his name. Naosuke. Occurred here. And that was in, oh no, Ikamon no Kami. But that was, his rank was it? Was Kamon no Kami, yeah. Naosuke. Was martyred in the course of his duty on 3rd of March in the first year of the Manin era. So when did the Manin era? Manin. So when did Manin? 1860. Well, this is one of the 1860s bad boys. So either Manin 1 or Manin 2. Did it say the first year of the Manin area? I'd like to say. Yeah, the first year. Okay. So let's try this one. Yes, okay, perfect, alrighty. Okay. Let's... Okay. Okay, cold. Rovover. The Prime Minister still out. Decapitated his target and then committed seppuku. Il-Naisaki had been instrumental in signing several treaties with foreign powers after the arrival of American black ships. Okay. Well, I might read these all in my own time as well. It's very interesting, the history. I like the history. I just don't want to bore you guys by reading it all, you know? It's 3 parallels for the statue, the pedestal for sure, and the dog. Alrighty, perfect. And this is a statue of Saigo Takamori. Was a founding father of the modern Japan and is rumored as the last samurai. Right, like the Tom Cruise movie? Saigo rose up as a young and prominent politician in the shogunate, which was filmed in New Zealand, by the way, in the military government of Japan. After a meeting with the shogunate official Katsu Kaisho, Saigo decided a new form of government would be needed for the modern Japan. An alliance with other samurai like Kubo Toshimichi, Kido Takeyoshi, and Sakamoto Ryoma, Saigo helped bring about the Meiji Restoration and supported the emperor against the shogun in the Boshin War of 1868. It was Saigo who negotiated with Katsu Kaisho to ensure the pre-fall surrender of Edo Castle, and he was also the leader of the Satsuma forces during the pivotal Battle of Ueno, which defeated the last of the shogunate forces in Edo. Following the Meiji Restoration, Saigo brought across key reforms, including eliminating the status of the once all-powerful samurai class. Well, in the samurai class, right, samurai were only getting paid like the amount of a rice, which had dropped heaps. However, he started to become disillusioned with the new and radical changes and retired from the government in 1873. By 1877, a somewhat reluctant Saigo found himself the leader of 12,000 samurai rebels marching on Tokyo to oppose the Meiji government. The small force fought valiantly against the modernized imperial army. Saigo was severely wounded during the climactic battle of Tsuruyama. Rather than surrender, he chose to perform seppuku and died facing east towards the imperial palace. He was 49. Although they had led an open rebellion against the government, public opinion still called Saigo as a heroic symbol of a true samurai spirit. In 1889, he was pardoned. Some years later, a statue of the last samurai was erected in Ueno Park, Tokyo. And yeah, I know what seppuku is. Women would also perform seppuku in the face of defeat. And compose a death poem. He would then plunge a knife into his belly, cutting left to right. The assistant would then decapitate the samurai with a single stroke. Command and many parties of seppuku died in agony, including the Daimyo Order Nobunaga, my favorite, Major Reformist Saigo Takamori, and General Nogi Madasuke and his wife Nogi Shizuko. The famous Japanese author Yukio Mishima said in 1966, "In feudal times, we the Japanese believed that sincerity resided in our entrails, so we needed to show our sincerity. We had to cut our bellies and take out the visible sincerity. The reason they samurai preferred to die in the most excruciating manner was that it proved the courage of the samurai. This method of suicide was a Japanese invention and foreigners should not copy it." Well, I wasn't thinking of it, but you know. And this is the author, Yukio Mishima. Widely considered one of the most important post-war Japanese warriors, the dramatic circumstances of his death has left a long legacy in Japan. Born into a samurai family, Mishima's strict upbringing was safe by his grandmother, who forbade him to play with other boys, and his father, who considered him weak and effeminate. He dreamed of joining the war effort and dying in a kamikaze attack, but he was dismissed in 1945 as unfit for duty. Post-war, Mishima became a celebrated author. His novels, plays, and essays were praised in Japan and abroad for their rich language and dark themes. Beauty, patriotism, sacrifice, and death. He was shortlisted for the Nobel Prize for Literature 5 times. In 1960, his work became more political in nature, and his short story Patriotism described a young nationalist army officer after the February 26th incident. Right. So he was a little racist. Actually, I don't know that, but yeah. Mishima was a contradiction in many ways, and his true beliefs are hotly debated to this day. Though married in 1958, Mishima had gay relationships as well, and he was obsessed with the male body and male strength. A sensitive and thoughtful writer, he was also a keen bodybuilder and martial artist. As a monarchist and nationalist, he revered the emperor and traditional Japanese values, opposed Japanese leftists, and deplored American influence on Japan. He's a terrible guy. Certainly, he could be called authoritarian, believing that the military should have used violence to stop the left-wing student protests of 1968. No, definitely not. However, he did not seem to be a denialist or apologist for Japanese war crimes. He spoke reasonably fluent English and had numerous American friends. In a famous debate with Marxist students at Tokyo University, he expressed admiration for their passion, but could not accept their rejection of the emperor. Why not? In some of his works, the emperor deserved to be rejected. In some of his works, like Voices of the Heroic Spirits, he expressed a distinction beyond pure-hearted warriors, which he admired, and the malice of the quasi-Nazi militaristic fashion which gained control after 1936. He seemed to have been seduced by the assets of Imperial Japan without necessarily considering the implications. Right. Okay, so he wasn't quite a Nazi. He hated the Nazis, but... in 1968, while working on his magnum opus, The Sea of Fertility, Mishima began building his own private army, the Shield Society. By 1970, he decided to act. On November 25th, when members of the Shield Society gained access to the Ishikaga military base, took the commander hostage and made a speech to the base soldiers, deploring their lack of warrior virtue, urging them to revolt and restore the emperor to power. The attempt failed. Returning inside, Mishima committed seppuku and died. Right, I see. Well, that was a whole lot of information for not a whole lot of reason. Well, maybe the ghost cares about it, you know? Bronze statue of Takamori Saigo. So this is Takamori Saigo. Because we're only answering about him right now. Oh, I wish I could search this, you know? Ah, there we go. Takamori Saigo. We can sort it A to Z. That might be smart. Now, he died in 1877. 1877, and we don't know whether the statue was built yet. Maybe in 1889. Yeah. Because it says here that some years later, the last samurai statue. Well, does it say over here? It doesn't say anything. But he died in 1880, something. 1877, sorry. And then he died by seppuku. The statue was erected in sometime after 1889. Some years later. Alrighty. Can we read about Winter Park? Or perhaps about Last Samurai. Here we go. The so-called Last Samurai is, even by his enemies, in the, Takamori in 1877. But it doesn't say when the statue was put up. When did it, does it say anything in here? Constructed in Meiji 30. Aha, there we go. So 1877 is what? 1900 is Meiji 33. So it'd be 1890. 7. There we go. Perfect. Alrighty. Imagine there had been a civil war in your country about 20 years ago, killing tens of thousands of people, which the government had been victorious against the rebels. Imagine that the same government today unveiled a statue commemorating the leader of the losing side. Yeah, it is a little strange, isn't it? Though I suppose that there is heaps of statues in America of the losing side of the Civil War, so, you know, Robert E. Lee is... got a lot of statues against him, and he was a terrible person. So, but it seems like Saigo was like a pretty cool person, you know, for the most part. The Tom Cruise movie, Last Samurai, as I said, filmed entirely in New Zealand. Well, not entirely, but you know. The Mount Taranaki played the role of Mount Fuji. Let's go to the office and do the spirit report now. Okay, it was 1860. As Sakura Damon witnessed the Prime Minister's assassination. So did that happen in 1860? The Prime Minister's assassination was... What was his name? Ilkaimon. On the 3rd of March in the first year of the Manan era, which was 1860, yes. We should also make our thingy 1860. There we go. That's the NK year. Manan 1. I hurried south towards Hibiya. I sought refuge in Hibiya Park. Did Hibiya Park exist at this time? Hibiya Park. Apparently I can't spell today. Hibiya Park. Okay. Well, that doesn't say anything. Hibiya Park is 1/3. Okay, that doesn't say when it opened. Among the only 5% of Tokyo is given over to parks and gardens. Oh, that's disappointing. London's got so many more. Okay. Hibiya Park remains a lovely place to visit year-round. Oh, okay. And invited to come up stage and dance along. Ah, that sounds cool. You might even be spotted by the folk band taking pictures and invite to... Ah, cute. The site now holds Hibiya Park was once a beach where visitors collected shellfish. Right. Okay, so after the mayor in 1873, The army donated land in 1893, so the park was opened in 1903. So the park didn't actually open until 1903. So this is wildly, well, it's out of sync. You're wrong, my good friend. The primary location did not exist in this year. According to, what was I just reading? The Hibiya Park text under the Crane Fountain. Alrighty, Crane Fountain, Hibiya Park. There we go. Yes. You're wrong, Yoshida Park. Hibiya Park was built in 1903. I see, I must have been wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. Oh, no need to be so rude on yourself, my friend. All these girls seem to make mistakes. Now I remember, it's all coming back to me now. I can't remember a happy day of my childhood. Perhaps that was for the other people. My parents had lost everything in the war. They were very tough on me when I was growing up. Every day after school, I had to study for 2 hours before they'd give me food. I didn't have any friends. When I left home to go to university, perhaps there was a chance there. There was a tremendous feeling of change in the air. You could see it on every campus. I had friends for the first time. I helped them print revolutionary slogans and banners as we sat around drinking beer and listened to the Beatles. We nearly changed things, but well, after yesterday, the dream died. The last good day of my life was the day after graduation. It was the only day I ever had to myself. Bought ice cream and rented a rowboat at Ueno Park. The next day I started my first job at a small bank. From that day onwards I never knew freedom. Oh, that's sad. You should have been in the revolution. You should have started a new revolution. Uh-huh. Yes, perfect. No cause for alarm. Thank you. And what else? What are you telling me, the RIA? Yes, I will enjoy my company mandated weekend break. Your painstaking work is helping to make Tokyo and the world a better place. Can you guys write anything new? Oh well. We don't need to see the photos that we've already looked. Look how many grey spaces we've still got left on this map. Isn't this sad? But we've got some more stuff. Look at this, including the picture gallery of the Meiji Shrine. Woohoo! Let's go. Alone in the office library. It's another late night at the office, as you said about the tedious task of scanning newly acquired books into the database. They forecast a storm and it came. From your lofty viewpoint, the lights of Tokyo seem to cower under the rain. Lightning arcs on the horizon above the black hole of the Imperial Palace. The brightly lit skyscrapers of the city seem to maintain a respectful distance from those sacred grounds. You wonder if the Emperor is at home. Another flash, and for a second you swear it illuminated a figure, cloaked in black and grasping a long, thin staff, towering above the city. Then a roll of the thunder sweeps across the darkened metropolis, and the storm goes on. Boom. Bright lights and old grudges. Does this mean another god is here? Ministers, Asia Pacific region, fluid conditions in Kanto region. Please see with caution for weekly tasks. Anomalies indicate possible sky god entity intrusion. Right. So there is another sky god. Yes. Spirited Tragedy. Right. So we've got to go to Ginza, Otoya, Nihonbashi, and the Kamaido Tenjin Shrine. Thank you. How do we get back to that shrine? Because I want to look in the desk, you know? Is it here? No. No. Let me see my desk. Oh, maybe I do this. No. Okay. Credits privacy policy manager. Play to go on. Oh. Maybe next time I'm looking down at my desk, I'll click buttons, you know? I'll see what can happen. Surely there is a way though. What are you doing, Samurai? Glowing eyes as I look at you. Oh, that's cool. Didn't realize that before. Anyway, let's get out of here, shall we? Where's our SKYGOD at the moment? Is he, oh. Let's go there. Yeah. And then let's open up our PDF. Ginza Atoya. Let's go there. This is, I'm gonna guess, in Ginza. You'll never know. Walk south to Yurakusho Station. I can do that. Yurakusho Station. Perfect. And then we would walk to Ginza Atoya. And go to the postcard. Oh, look at that. Oh, Ginza thought he hadn't been closed to traffic temporarily. It's filled with wild-dressed scoffer carrying expensive-looking bags. A tiny dog walks by. Soon disappears behind the legs of other shoppers, but you swear the dog was wearing sunglasses. And a hat. And a coat. An old electronics store catches your eye. It seems out of place here among the fashion boutiques. How has it survived so long when the rents around here being what they are? And bins outside the piles of electronic drug adapters from long forgotten peripherals are series for devices that ceased production 30 years ago. You duck inside the hallway, dodging VGA cables that dangle from the ceiling. Inside are rows of metal shelving packed with items wrapped in clear passage. You smell printer toner. The proprietor is a small man, perhaps in his 50s, with a permanent stoop. He wears smart blue overalls, bowing from his spot behind the counter. He welcomes you in with a raspy voice. I have to get rid of all this junk, he says. Can't shut up shop until I get rid of all this junk. Won't you help me? Tell you something, anyway, anything. Your old laptops, game consoles you've never heard of, tapes for ancient backup systems, juice-making equipment, anything, he says. He stops from behind the counter and comes over to you. He gets a little too close. His hot breath on the side of your neck smells of acetone. Take something. You're backed into the corner. The only thing inside is an old CRT monitor. You grab it and it's sailed from the weight. Yes, take that, he says. Please take it. You see a way out in daylight. As heavy as it is, you barely notice the weight of the monitor as you escape into the sunshine, glad to be outside again. And there we go, a little CRT monitor. And we can go buy it when we get to the end of the game. Your PDA has been updated. We can go to Yurakusho for more information. A photo from a history of Ginza, a photo from a brochure, and a page from a tourist guide. Let's go. Oh my god, look how much... This is like very like American, doesn't it look? Very American. And now... Yeah. Wrapped in a whirl of red lights, blue lights, and neon signs, Ginza at night is enough to make a young person's heart flutter. These beams of light are said to be a grand spectacle, a beautiful sight, a magnificent living painting that words cannot do justice. Beneath these swirls of lights, huge crowds of people taking the ends of Ginza at night in what is known as Gimbura, or the Ginza Strut. Ginza, Ginza, Ginza! Ginza is at night the very heart of the imperial capital. That's the word. Well, let's go to, I love this song, by the way. This is my favorite. Let's go to Nihonbashi while we're here. Where's the spirit, by the way? Nihonbashi. And then the Komodo Tenjin Shrine. Okay, so there's in both places that we need to actually go. That's handy. Nihonbashi. Maybe there's two spirits out. Alright, what's southwest of the Ginza station? Don't mind if I do. Take the Ginza line, sorry, to Mitsu Koshime. Ooh, I just saw the thingy on the map as well, the SKYGOD. And then we want to go to the Nihonbashi. Was that road? Yes, okay. Exiting the busy street, you walk down the stone steps to a small plaza next to the canal, overlooking the bridge. The cool air and the shadow of the enormous expressway above you is a relief from the hot sun. You see Tankawa Kidai standing idly by the canal. Jun is picking at his teeth. How, pal? How's life? What was it you wanted, pal? Jun will remember it for you. I stood on the Nihonbashi bridge. Sometime after, I took a train from Nihonbashi to Ginza. Following that, I ate a meal at the department store in Ginza. Subsequently, I left Ginza and went by train to Namba Station. After some time, I visited Kamaido Tenjin Sign. The small wave Tanakawa Kirai crosses the bridge and fades away. Aha, and we're gonna book. Cool. Let's take a photo, shall we? Oh my god, the bridge is... Oh, the bridge is still there, but there's another bridge above it now, I see. I was gonna say that the bridge changed so much, but they had to kind of maneuver the two highways, because I imagine this is a highway and this is a separate highway, so that it wouldn't actually hit this here pole. Ever since the day of the old Edo Nihonbashi, Japan Bridge, the heart and blossom of Greater Tokyo has been Nihonbashi, where an ounce of dirt is worth its weight in gold. Mitsukoshi was founded in the 8th year of the Koho era, in the area then known as Midomachi, and opened the first department store in our country in 1904. In its present location, it boasts 8-story and a basement, a solid beauty both inside and out. Ooh, nice. Okay, let's go. And we want to go to the Kamaido Tenjin Shrine. Let's go. What do you reckon, Kamaido? Yeah, it must be. Let's go. Mitsukoshime Station. Alrighty, I can go there. Northwest, eh? Is this it? Yes. Alright, and then take the Hazumon line to Kinshiko. And do we see... Oh, that's it again. On the western side. Let's see if we can find it. I would love to go to the Museum of Dollars, I gotta say. That's, if I was to choose one of these places, I'd go there. Anyway, we need to go there here. At Kamaido Tenjin Sign. The sun is shining brightly as you walk up to the Kamaido Tenjin Shrine. A steady stream of visitors head up and down the stone steps. As you pass through the Torii Gate, the ever-present hum of the city seems to recede. Here is a place beyond time, a place as old as anything in this city can be. You stand at the apex of one of the drum bridges and stare down into the greenish water of the network of pond and moats. Carp weave lazily through the water. A turtle paddles furiously. Then the lights go out. Oh, what happens when the light goes out? You are in an endless darkened space. Your feet seem to connect to nothing. You have a strange sensation of your limbs being pulled apart. Through there is no pain. You cannot see, you have no eyes, but somehow you understand that there is an enormous face, pale and long, watching you, somewhere behind you. Yes, just behind the back of your head, in fact. You know that it knows that you know. Is this the SKYGOD? With a gasp, you come back to reality, still on the bridge, your white-knuckled fist grasping the rail. And here we are, in the Kamaido Tenjin Shrine. Another person taking a photo. Beneath the wisteria says Tankawa Kirai. Juna's picking in his teeth. Hey pal, how's life? What was it one day, pal? Juna will remember it for you. It was the year that Shinkansen started operation. Okay. Well, we need to figure that out. And we also need to visit a new station, Yushima. Alrighty. And a print of a ukiyo-e painting, eh? Let's have a look at that in the future. Oh my, they've just painted it. And this temple is now in more greenery. For certain. It's still there, you can just barely see it here. Kamaido Tenjin is famous for its wisteria trees and also for the arched drum bridge. The main building, arched bridge and heart-shaped pond, are modeled against the Dazaifu Tenmagu Shrine building, and the grounds measure 2,400 tsubo. The site is also well known for ume plum blossoms. In early summer, the swing is almost like a watercolor painting. Violet fronds swing in the summer breeze, contrasted against the carpet of red. Oh, I would love to see that. That sounds so beautiful. This is so peaceful. This song is making me feel at ease, I gotta say. Anyway, let's open up the little PDA. Let's go to Yodokusho Station, eh? Is the spirit still around? No. Yurakusha. Any sky gods here at the moment? Not that I can see. Yurakusha. Walk southeast to Kamado Station. Okay, let's do that. Well, we don't have a southeast Kamado Station right now. Unless we have a look at Hamada Airport. Or Tama River. Lots of locations. What's the other way that we can go there? Alright, Yurakusha. Is there a new route to Yurakusha? Just a station, please. Okay, so it's just gonna... Let's, directory. What was the other place that wanted to get me? Yushima Station. Yushima Station. What southeast to Kamado Station? Don't have a Kamado Station southeast of us. Ain't no southeast. You reckon our GPS will figure it out if we go here? Well, the Chushimo line for Oka. Go to here. Walk south to Shinooko Zomizu. 1904, bloody hell. And the Chiyoda line, the Chiyoda line train for Yushima. Go to Yushima. Aha, cool. There we go. And then we can figure it out how to get to the other location from here. We need to go to, what was it called again? Yurakusho. Yurakucho. Board the Chiyoda line. Biya. Let's go. Spending all my money. Look at how much money we've got left. And then walk east to Yurakusho Station. Any sky gods that we need to worry about. And then we get a little self-guided walking tour right here. Tokaido Circus begins. Okay, let's wander back to our office in that case. No sky gods to worry about. We can't even see a sky god right now. Do you reckon we can just wander out, see if we can find him? Because I want to see him, you know. Is he on any of the maps right now? Ah, let's just wander in that case. Come here, Sky God. Come here. Come for me. Come for me. Come for me. Alright, never mind. He's not coming for me. How rude. Let's put some data entry in. This is the photo. And Matsuya. What's Matsuya? Maybe the street? Maybe this is the first one where I actually have to read. Encyclopedia. I read that earlier. There's the Itoya and Matsuya stores. So Itoya and Matsuya are these ones, I'm guessing. And you generally read it from left to right? So it must be this one and this one. So if we have a look here, this probably is the Itoya Matsuya, or Itoya Matsuya. And then let's go to here. Oh, I reckon that this one's Itoya and that one's Matsuya, all the way back down there. Really? Yeah, okay, okay. And then this one, is it these two? Oh, really? Okay. Well, it must be Matsuya Toya? Yeah, okay, okay, okay. Perfect, perfect. I mean, they don't look very similar, do they? A little bit similar. Oh, yeah, I can see it now. Alrighty. And then this is Ginza Street, of course. Matsuya Ginza, there we go. There's what it looks like now. And this will be the Toya building. 12 stories flagship store, sandwich and an aeroplot in the heart of Ginza. There we go. And the Ginza walking tour. Aha. Well, that is a lot of stuff to read. I might read it later. But firstly, we know this is Ginza. Oh, flood districts. Running from Kobayashi in the northeast to Shimbashi in the southwest. Kobayashi and Shimbashi, right? So we need to find Kyobashi in let's grab all of it. Oh, look at this one. A thunderstorm above Kyoto. So this must be the guy that you know, we saw, well, the SKYGOD, I guess, that's currently out and about. Troi Shinjin Shonen. Kamido is a popular place for divine intervention and helping them pass their exams. The kami spirit is showed here as Shinjin SKYGOD, the god of learning. Aha. And then we read all about these already. So we've only got these three really to work off of. Oh, we cross the street again and into the first district. So there's the first and the second district. I see. So do you reckon that Ginza district piece brick placement ranking the edge of Ginza in your right? And gamers will appreciate the towering headquarters of the Konami Game Company. But the Konami Game Company is closed now, hasn't it? Well, like, no, obviously not Konami in general. But, it's the first, isn't the first foreground here? Is the, oh, maybe it's second first? Oh, look, it even says a Toya on it. The view is looking northeast, right? A night view of Guy Ginza stand. And in the state is a Toya department store. Or where's my time at? A Toya Muromachi? Let's read again. It's at Yurkusha, Kobayashi in the northeast to Shimbashi in the southwest. So it runs as one of the most prestigious. And the southeast, you find yourself behind one was the Nada Koshu. From there, continue southeast across along the road until you reach Ginza Street, and the Ginza crossing between the 3rd and 5th districts. Right, if you stand in the center of the crossing facing directly north, the famous Wako building will be directly in front of you. Okay. This white building with its famous clock tower is one of the last rumors of pre-war government. To your direct right is the equally famous Mitsukoshi Ginza department store. Right. So there's the Mitsukoshi Ginza. And from 1971, Haruviza could enjoy Japan's first McDonald's hamburgers at Matsukoshi. Ah, okay. Matsukoshi, Matsuya Ginza. Ah. Okay. So maybe this is the famous Wako building. Cross and directly north. So maybe it does face north. Wait, did we see the Wako building from here? No, not really. It would be somewhere around here-ish. So maybe I reckon this is the fifth and fourth. Oh, do you reckon there's no fourth? Because of the stereo, yeah, third and fifth districts. Yeah, no four because of the fact that four means death. Matsuya Mitsukoshi. No. Matsuya Department 4. And this is probably looking north, I'm gonna guess. So that was closer. Oh no. There was Mitsukoshi, yeah. Mitsukoshi was a... and Matsuya is the Wako building is on your left and the Mitsukoshi store is on your right. So is this the Mitsukoshi store here? What do we take photos of? Again, I've forgotten. What did we analyze? What did we take photos of here? Matsuya. So that's Matsuya there. Right there. And that's Matsuya there. So we can see Matsuya. So we must be in whatever one can see Matsuya. Aha. So Matsuya is here. From there into the third district, right. So, passing Mitsukoshi, the Matsuya. Uh, 100-year-old occupying tour. Continuing out Ginza Street into the third district. Yes. So this must be the third district. And then from there continue southeast. A little further along, across the road and into the second district, right. Where the popular Toya store will be on your right. Right. So this is the second district because we can see a Toya store. Is it still looking north? Maybe. No? Okay. Well, let's do this one later in that case. I just can't think. I think my brain is a little fried today, to be honest, guys. But that is alright. Central lamppost is this one. And the bridge is here. And the river is here. Perfect. Look at that. Even better. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. So this is the Nihonbashi Bridge. You got that. Alrighty. Where's Nihonbashi? Now the large white building is the Mitsukoshi department store. And the red tower. I have no idea. Oh, this is part of that other building, isn't it? The one with the cool thing on it. Inuyamboshi. Numudamachi. Yeah, this one. The Teikoku Seima Kaisha. Teikoku Seima Kaisha. Seima Kaisha. There we go, perfect. Whew. Alrighty. Now, let's go back to here. And pick up this one. The drum bridge is here. Is that it? Or does it just want me to find the drum bridge? Because, yeah, that's the drum bridge, show me. This is the Kamido Tenjin drum bridge. What does it say in the postcard as well? Kamido Tenjin Shrine. So there we go. Let's do this in A to Z. Kamido Tenjin Shrine. The words are getting a little bit harder because there's so many of them, right? Shrine. Though it's still kind of easy. It was built this, I say as I feel one. There was a god. Tenjin Shrine is enshrined here. This Tenjin's the god of learning. Tenjin, the god of learning. And thunder, I guess. He was known in life is Machine evoking Kamido Tenjin. Alright, let's have a look in Kinjin. The calming spirit enshrined here is Tenjin. Let's read about Tenjin. Sugawara Mishizane. Once a powerful politician as well as a scholar and gifted poet, Mishizane fell victim to court intrigue by a sworn rival, Fujiwara Tokikata. And Mishizane died, exiled and disgraced, in 1903. Some 3 decades later, a lightning storm in Kyoto killed many of his rivals in the Fujiwara clan, and it was concluded that the angry spirit of Mishizane has returned to wreak vengeance. To placate the spirit, the emperor posthumously pardoned Mishizane and ordered that his spirit be worshipped as a god, Tenjin. Today, Mishizane is remembered before more of his literary and scholarly skills in his fiery vengeance. Sugawara Mishizane. Sugawara Mishizane. There we go. So, there we go. Alrighty. Now, let's go back to this one. So this is definitely Ginza Street. We know that for sure. Now, we were more correct when we said that this was the 5th district. So let's put back that this is the 5th district. With the 3rd in the background. Now, this is not, even though we can see Matsuya pretty calmly right there. I reckon probably it's just the view, right? Because if we put Muramachi, right? Yeah, so this is definitely Matsuya. So let's figure out what other thing is incorrect. Is this technically the 2nd? So it is this one wrong as well. So this one is right. So, but, you know, maybe it's the 2nd district. And this is looking southeast. Southwest. There we go. Perfect. The first cafe print trips opened in Ginza in 1911. There we go. I could have figured it by reading, but you know, when your brain is tired, you don't really want to read. Alrighty. I think that just to excuse my brain a little bit, after we've finished the spirit here, we'll do the what is in the episode. Alrighty. Alright, let's go do the spirit. Okay, let's go. It was the year the Shinkansen started operation, so let's have a look at the Shinkansen. The first Shinkansen is in 1964 for the Olympics. So this is 1964. Well, we can just type it in. Perfect. Alright. Nihonbashi Bridge is the brand new expressway overhead. Okay, let's have a look. So when was the big bad boy built? The bridge is still there. It crosses the Implodamus. So when was the traditional remained a wooden bridge until 1911, when the current stone bridge was built and opened with great fanfare. In the boom of the 1960s, the authority decided that river and bridge, nice as they were, would be a lot better if a massive expressway was built on top. Since the hard completion of the expressway in 1964, the river and bridge are now invisible from the air, obscured by 6-year-old carriageway line of the Shuto Expressway. More recently, someone decided that it would be nicer to move the expressway out of sight, and so construction has started on a tunnel for the expressway. The return Nihonbashi to the open air sometime around 2041. Wow. Okay, so it's going to take quite a while to build, but yeah, that is interesting. Alrighty, so let's say that Nihonbashi, this is definitely correct. The brand new expressway was opened in 1964, right? Yeah, 1964, which was when it was just completed. I took a Ginza line from Nihonbashi to Ginza. The actual train journey was only 3 minutes. Well, let's have a look. In 1964, 64, there we go. If you were to travel from Nihonbashi to Ginza, how long would it take you? I'm gonna guess he went to the Ginza or Toya. 12 minutes. And just have a look at the other one. 10 minutes. Okay. So either way, he was lying about this. Nihonbashi to Ginza. It's too long, too short. Yes. Please check your data. Okay. Claim time for the route taken is too short or too long. Ginza line train from Nihonbashi to Ginza. Ginza train Ryan. Maybe the Ginza train didn't exist at the moment, right? Wow, in 1964, we would board the Toei subway line. Or whatever he did, yeah, the Ginza. And then Nihonbashi. Yeah, okay, so it is only 3 minutes, but and you board the Ginza line. Okay, so sweet. He wasn't lying about that. That he took... Naru is not a station in Tokyo. Because there's not a station called Nihonbashi. There's a station called Nihonbashi. At the department store in Ginza, I ate a meal at a Japanese-style restaurant. Well, that sounds about right. Surely there was a Japanese-style restaurant. I left Ginza and went by train to Namba Station. Did Namba Station exist in 1964? Namba. No, it did not. Okay. So number station did not exist at this time. There you go. You're wrong, Tankawa Kidai. There's no number station in Tokyo. Is that right? I guess I must have missed that. Is there no number station at all? Oh, now I remember. It wasn't like that at all. Yeah, liar, Tankawa. The lord in the village was called Tankawa. He saw I was strong and didn't mind hurting people if I had to, so I became his retainer. I was good at it. If there was trouble from bandits, he'd send me and a few lads to sort it out. If someone wasn't paying their rent, I'd pay them a visit. He grew to like me a lot. He didn't have a son, but he treated me like one. She gave his daughter Suni to me as a wife. I said gave, but she fell in love with me from the moment she saw me. When with these good looks, no surprise, right? Well, I settled down. I was a good husband and we had lots of kids. The years passed until, hey, what can I say? I got bored, I guess. I fell in love with a young widower called Khan, and well, she got pregnant by me. Didn't know what to do. I knew Tankawa would kill me when we found out I'd betrayed his daughter. Then it came to me. There's a shrine in the village. Supposed to be some fishermen, somewhere fishermen will offer a sacrifice for a good catch. This beautiful altar in the centerpiece was this tiny statue of the goddess. It's the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, and I knew it was solid gold. If I took it and ran away with Khan, we could be very happy somewhere far away from my old life. Don't steal it. One night a storm came. The village was wrapped in heavy rain that cloaked everything in a shroud. I knew this would be our only chance. And so stole the bloody thing? Come on, Tankawa. Come on, Tankawa. You get out of here. You homie. Horrible what you did to your wife. Alrighty. Well, what did we unlock? Neonbashi and Mitsukoshi department store. And a bunch of other stuff. Look at this. It's looking beautiful now, isn't it? And let's go to the Mon Manure. Our expense is a lot less than our income. That's always good. Let's go to the encyclopedia, shall we? Or the gallery. Actually, let's go to gallery. Let's buy some treasures up. I want to buy the Gatling gun. And the CRT. Perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. We've got our own little, like, fun treasures going on. Now, the postcards, I don't know whether I've showed you guys all the yellow ones yet, so let's have a look at this. This is what it looks like then, the Meiji Shrine. And this is what it looks like now. There's a whole bunch of green stuff in front of it. They've decided not to cut down the trees. We've had a look at this one, obviously, and this one, but not this one. Look at that. It looks basically the same. It hasn't changed too much. It's gone in a slightly different angle now. They've decided to just straighten it up. I've had a look at that one. Have we had a look at this one? Oh yes, 100%. I recognise that bad boy. Window station. This one, this is the shrine. These are the shopping streets at the shrine. They haven't changed too much either. They're like a lot more tourist, just in case. Look at that. Whole streets decided to disappear. Kyoto Bridge, we haven't had a look at. The bridge just turns blue. I think I put this one in my thumbnail. So you probably saw it through that. Maybe I made this one my thumbnail. This one looks cool. In fact, I will print screen it just for that. Perhaps to be used. There we go, perfect. Alrighty, and maybe that gave you enough time to read it. And we just had a look at this one. There we go. So anyway, that is the Mysteries of Old Tokyo. As you might be able to tell, I'm enjoying this game. It tickles my autism just right. So if you've enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. And in the meantime, I'll see you in the next one. See you!